Hey Nancy, hope your day is going better than mine is. Do you have a minute? I need to talk to you about something.
Uh-oh, that doesn't sound good. Sure, I can talk. What's the matter?
I just found out today that I'm getting transferred.
Wow, really? That's awfully sudden. Does this mean you're gonna have to move? Like, to another city or state or something?
No, I'll still be working in the same building. The only thing that's changing is the office that I'm working in. And it's a pretty big change.
A while ago, you said you were working in the office where the company placed all the people who were being considered for upper management. You mean they're kicking you out of there?
Well, yeah, basically.
What? You mean you're being demoted? But that means you're gonna make less money now, right? I don't get it. Why is this happening? I thought you were an elite businessman, a rising star in the company.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am, or I was, but it's kind of a long story. So, a while back there was a project that I was working on. Everything was going really well, until it wasn't anymore. There was a huge mistake somewhere along the way. Things went south and the company lost a fortune. They told me today that since they think I'm the one who made the mistake, they're gonna make me take responsibility for it.
Oh my god, I don't believe it. So you are getting demoted.
You can call it that, I guess. The place they're transferring me to is somewhere that'll be nearly impossible to produce impactful results.
This is the absolute worst.
I know. I've dedicated my entire career to the company. Put in so many extra hours to make things happen. And now? All that work was for nothing. I never in my wildest dreams thought that something like this would happen.
Boy, you really screwed up, didn't you, Jerry? I mean, what did you do? How badly did you mess up that they're going to do this to you? Did you embezzle money or something?
That's less of a mistake and more just plain a crime, Nancy. That's just the thing, though. I'm not the one whose mistake caused all of this.
Then who was it?
My boss, Iverson. He was the one who caused the project to fail, and he's pinning all the blame on me. I didn't do anything wrong at all. If anything, all of my hard work mitigated the impact of a screw-up.
Iverson? Wait a minute. I think I've met him before, right?
Yeah, we've gone out to dinner together a couple times. Oh, and we also talked to him a while at the company barbecue a few months ago. We used to have a really good relationship. That's all gone now, too.
Yeah, I remember him now. You guys always seemed like you got along really well. Did your relationship go sour or something?
Big time. It was a shock to me, too. When we first started working together, you were pretty friendly. But gradually, over the last several months, he's gotten more and more harsh on me. He hates my guts now.
But why? Did you maybe do something to get on his bad side? Think about it. Have you done anything to make him mad at you?
Well, there is one thing, I suppose. Our company has an employee award program that recognizes and rewards employees for their hard work. I can't help but feel like he started acting this way around me back when I won it. So, I don't know. Maybe he felt like it was a slight to him to recognize his subordinate, but not him, personally.
Yeah, I can see why that might make him upset. He always seemed like the kind of guy to take pride in his work. I'll bet he felt insulted when you were rewarded rather than him.
I was doing my best not to bruise his ego, though. I never even brought the award up when I was around him. All I ever did was work hard so the company would recognize me. Nothing different than any other ambitious employee would do. But I guess he didn't like that I was getting more attention than him.
So this transfer thing is already set in stone? Like, there's nothing you can do to change it?
Iverson already made his report to the executive saying the project's failure was my fault. I doubt there's anything I can do to change it at this point. The execs love Iverson, and he's been with the company longer than me. There's no way they'd take my word over his.
Wow. He's really that well liked by the big shots in your company? That Iverson must be some guy.
Yeah, he's something else, alright. Don't get me wrong. He does good work. But his actual work skills are nothing compared to the sucking up to the big shot skills.
Sounds like Iverson really knows how to promote himself. To be honest, getting ahead in the business world probably requires that kind of underhanded tactics.
I really wish that weren't the case. I've dedicated myself to gaining recognition the good old-fashioned way. Sheer talent and hard results. And now, getting screwed because I didn't suck up to the teacher enough. This really sucks.
Sounds like you didn't have the guts to do what it takes. So what if you have to play dirty? At the end of the day, all that matters is winning. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Jerry, it's survival of the fittest and all that.
Okay, hold on just one second, Nancy. You've been acting really weird this entire conversation. If I didn't know any better, it almost seemed like you're on Iverson's side.
So what if I am? It's not like he did anything wrong. He used the skills he had at his disposal to eliminate the obstacles in his way. In this case, the obstacle was you. And look at the scoreboard, Jerry. Right now it says Iverson 1, Jerry 0. I have nothing but respect for him doing whatever he needed to do to succeed. And honestly, I'm pretty disappointed at what a loser you sound like right now.
Wow. Alright then. Sorry I brought this up to you.
So let's get down to brass tacks here, Jerry. What's your next move? We're going to get married in just a few weeks, but your career path just got thrown into the dumpster. Do you have any idea what kind of position you just put me in? I've been doing a lot of bragging about you to my friends, you know.
Bragging? What do you mean?
I've told them all that you're a high-powered businessman who's on the fast track to advancement in a major company. I never signed up for getting married to some loser with no career prospects.
I think some loser is going a bit too far. But I'm sorry to have disappointed you. Don't worry, I'm gonna get my career back on track in no time, you'll see.
Oh yeah? You're serious about that?
Dead serious. I'm not gonna let Iverson have his way with me. Nancy? What's going on? Did you stop somewhere on the way? Are you feeling sick or something? The ceremony is going to start soon. If you don't get to the venue soon, we might have to nix part of the ceremony.
I changed my mind.
Huh? About what? About your hairstyle? Okay, whatever. Hurry up and fix it then. We both have to be there at the venue, ready to go by 8:30.
No, you idiot. I changed my mind about getting married. I gave this a lot of thought, and I decided that there's no way that I can go through with marrying you.
You what? How can you do this to me?
You lied to me.
About what?
You said you were going to get your career back on track, but what's going on? You're still in that same dead-end position with no prospects of ever getting back into the company's good graces.
Oh, come on! Seriously? What were you expecting me to do? It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, and 2 weeks was way more than you deserved. You should be grateful, frankly. But it's clear to me now that you'll never make anything of yourself. You have no future.
Nancy, I told you that I was gonna get my career back on track. I didn't say I was gonna do it in 2 freaking weeks. I need more time.
How pathetic. You'll still be saying that 20 years from now, won't you?
Are you paying attention? Again, it's only been 2 weeks. You've got to be more realistic here. I'm working as hard as I can.
And it obviously isn't enough. You need to be doing more. You're sleeping 6 hours a night, aren't you? Make it 4.
Have you completely lost your mind? What is it with you? I thought you wanted to marry me because you loved me. Is it really just success that you were attracted to? And on top of that, you're breaking up with me on the day of our wedding? You're a freaking sociopath.
Oh, I'm the sociopath, am I? Is that what you think? The man who I thought was going to be able to give me the lifestyle I deserved got himself demoted 2 weeks before our wedding. Am I just supposed to be fine with that?
So it is just the money and success you're after. You're the most heartless woman I've ever met.
Who gives a crap about heart? You're such a cringy loser, Jerry. All that matters in this world is money and power, and you have neither.
What am I supposed to say to all of our family and friends, Nancy? They're all here already waiting for you. And what about the venue? You know how much it costs to book this place?
I don't know. You can figure something out by yourself. It is your fault that we're breaking up after all. I have zero responsibility for any of this.
Nancy, are you listening to yourself right now? Do you really not understand just how crazy the things you're saying are?
What I understand is that my life is my life, and I have every right to live it my way. I'm not going to compromise on my standards for my husband.
So that's it. You're really not gonna even come to the venue? Don't you feel least bit sorry for what you're doing, not just to me, but everyone who's over here waiting for you? You're not thinking of anyone but yourself.
I mean, we're gonna break up either way. What's the point of going through with the ceremony? Plus, I already made other plans for today, so I'm busy.
This is unbelievable. I'm genuinely at a loss for words. I guess, if this is the person who you really are, then I'm glad I found out before we got married. Actually, if I knew back then what I know now, I never would have proposed to you. I never would have even asked you out.
Okay, really, Jerry? You're the one who forced me to break up with you. Stop acting like I'm the bad guy. Just go home and start working on your plan to turn your career around, huh?
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'll make you regret this, Nancy. I'll have you begging me to take you back within the year.
Hey there, Jerry. Long time no see.
It's been a remarkably pleasant 6 months of no contact from you. What do you want now?
I got great news. I got married.
What?
I literally just realized that I still hadn't broken the news to you. I wanted to make sure you know how happy I am with my life right now. So, how's life going for you, Jerry? Still doing menial paperwork in Loserville?
Hold on. We've only been broken up for 6 months and you're already married?
Yeah, to a guy who's 100 times the man you are. Would you like to know who the lucky guy is? He's someone you know.
I know him?
Yeah, you know him very well, in fact. It's your old boss, Iverson.
What? You got married to the guy who screwed me over?
To tell the truth, he's been trying to get with me for a while now. He was telling me to break up with a loser like you and go out with him instead.
When did this all start?
He was texting me from way before you got demoted. And to tell you the truth, the offer always was extremely tempting. You getting demoted was what finally convinced me I needed to make my move.
I don't believe this. Why would Iverson be hitting on my fiancée?
I don't know, because I'm super hot. Anyway, he's seen you as nothing but an obstacle for a long time now.
So that's what this was. Iverson's plan all along was to take everything from me. Even my fiancée.
I don't know about that, but it was a really easy decision for me. You're a loser, and Iverson's a winner. I'm not stupid enough to pick the loser over the winner. He's got everything. Money, influence, and a bright and shining future.
Who are you talking about again?
Are you drunk or something? I'm talking about Iverson. You know, the guy who crushed all of your hopes and dreams.
If you picked him because you wanted a winner, then you made a critical mistake. I guess you were too blinded by greed to see things clearly. He's getting fired next month. So I hope you're looking to get a part-time job.
Huh?
Uh-oh. From the sound of things, Iverson hasn't told you anything, has he? Things are quite a bit different at the company from when we last talked.
What are you talking about?
I'm not doing menial paperwork in Loserville anymore, Nancy. I got my old post back.
What? But why?
They rescinded my punitive transferal.
That's not an answer. Why did they do that?
Because their decision was based on complete lies. All of my co-workers knew that it wasn't my mistake that caused the project to fail. They gathered up all the evidence they could find and started up a petition to get the executives to re-examine how the project failed.
A petition?
It was the first time an internal petition has ever happened in our company. They had no idea whether it would work or not, but they were so determined to help me out that they wanted to do whatever they could. The CEO was so impressed by the camaraderie in our team that he ordered a re-investigation like we wanted. It didn't take them long to figure out that it was Iverson's mistake, not mine, that sank the project.
So that means that they're gonna do to Iverson what they did to you?
Not going to, it's already done. Iverson was stripped of his managerial position, and I was restored to my original post. You know what that means, Nancy. It means that right now, I'm Iverson's superior in the company.
But he never told me anything about that.
That doesn't surprise me. I doubt his pride could handle it. Especially since you're the former fiancée and current wife of his former subordinate and current superior. So he might have been able to keep that a secret, but there's no way he'll be able to keep it a secret once we fire him.
So he's really getting fired?
I witnessed firsthand a number of instances in which Iverson committed clear misconduct. I put together an exhaustive report and submitted it to the board of directors. And as a result, he's just not getting demoted, he's getting fired.
You're so full of it. He never did any misconduct. You're making that all up. You're just trying to get back at him for getting you demoted.
No, actually, unlike Iverson, I'm not one to invent wrongdoings to carry out a personal vendetta. Everything in my report is 100% true. The best part is that since I'm his superior now, I'm the one who gets to tell him the news tomorrow. As at the end of this month, he's getting terminated.
You mean he doesn't know he's getting fired yet?
Well, I texted him and told him about the misconduct report I put together on him, so he knows that much. I'll bet he's sweating bullets right now waiting to hear the decision of the disciplinary committee. But I think it can wait until tomorrow. I was busy seeing a client today, and I'd rather tell him in person so I can see the look on his face.
Now that you mention it, he did look kind of pale when he left the house today.
I'll bet hearing from me that he's getting fired is going to be the single most humiliating moment in his life. And that's why I have to carefully plan out how exactly I'm going to tell him. Make sure it's as humiliating as possible.
What am I going to tell my parents? They forgave me for dumping you on our wedding when I told them that my new man was filthy rich.
What? That's all it took for them to forgive you? I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh?
I promised them that Iverson would be able to pay them back for the money they spent on the venue's cancellation fees. Now they're going to be really mad at me. They're going to think I was an idiot for breaking up with you.
And there it is again. Money really is everything for your family. I guess I shouldn't be surprised at this point.
Oh no. What am I going to do? I can't have an unemployed husband. I'm going to have to make him get a management position at a different place right away.
Nancy, he's being fired for misconduct. What company do you think is going to hire someone with a black spot like that on their resume?
He can just cover it up then.
Uh-huh. So, what is he going to say when they ask him why he left his previous employer? Will he try to play the, "Sorry, I can't tell you because I have an NDA card"? Nah, not going to work. It's a tight industry, and word gets around. He'll get found out eventually, even if he somehow manages to hide it at first. And when he does, he'll be lucky if the only thing that happens is he gets demoted again.
Then he'll just have to do a really good job of hiding it.
Okay, then I'll take the liberty of informing his new company personally.
You can't do that. That's so underhanded and dirty.
I'm sorry. Didn't you once tell me that having the guts to do whatever it takes to crush your enemies was a positive thing for you? I thought I'd take a page out of Iverson's book.
That's not what I meant by that. I want you to stay the way you are. Don't start fighting dirty like Iverson.
I'm not fighting dirty. I'm just fighting. And you guys are just dirty.
Oh no, this is bad. Really bad. He's absolutely losing it. I think getting told by you that he was going to be fired was too much for him to take.
Man, let me tell you what, Nancy. The moment when the words, "You're fired," came out of my mouth was the most satisfying thing I've ever experienced. I finally said all the things that I've been waiting to say to him for almost a year now.
He's been on a rampage ever since he got home. He's screaming at the top of his lungs and throwing around all our stuff in the house. And he won't stop, or even listen to a word I say.
Okay, well, maybe you should think about calling the police?
Are you crazy? I don't want to get the police involved in this. That'll just make it worse.
Well, then you're just gonna have to deal with it. You're married now, right? He's your husband, and it's your job to support him. For richer and for poorer, as the vows go.
I had no idea he was capable of being this violent. I mean, I understand that it's a huge shock, but he has absolutely no self-control.
That's the thing about having a big ego like him. It works great when things are going well for you. But when he gets knocked down, it makes it way, way harder to get back up again.
You're totally right. He's down for the count. You've won, Jerry. It's a total victory. So, since you've already won, can't you show a little mercy?
His termination can't be undone, Nancy.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about me.
Oh yeah? And just what kind of mercy would you like me to show you?
Won't you save me from my broke, psycho, loser husband and get back together with me?
Tell me something, Nancy. When you said that just now, did you actually think there was any possibility of me saying yes?
Well, you're a nice guy, aren't you? You can't leave me alone with a man like this. Who knows what he'll do to me?
Are you looking for advice? You could always divorce him, I guess. I have no obligation to help you personally, though.
I can't make it on my own. I've never even had a job in my life. Please, you've got to help me, Jerry.
Help yourself. If you need money, get a job like any other adult would.
You don't understand. My parents will never give me another cent. I have no idea what to do.
Then think long and hard until you figure something out by yourself, Nancy. After what you did to me, really, it's appalling that you would even think to ask me to take you back.
I think you'll find me to be a very good wife, Jerry. From this moment on, I will be dedicated to you and only you. I'll even let you cheat on me whenever you want. Just keep me as your wife, okay?
I've been meaning to tell you this for some time now, but you are a terrible housekeeper. Your cooking is atrocious. Whatever you clean somehow ends up dirtier than it was before, and you've bleached more of my shirts than I can count. And on top of all that, you're just a really, really bad person. You've got nothing going for you at all.
What are you trying to say, Jerry?
That there is absolutely no benefit for me in marrying you. I find myself questioning every day why I ever fell in love with you in the first place. Oh, I've been waiting 6 months to tell you this. I told you when you broke up with me that I'd have you begging me to take you back within a year, didn't I? Well, told you so. After that, with much satisfaction, I blocked Nancy's phone number and all of her social media accounts. A few days later, however, a letter arrived at my house. Yes, it was from Nancy. She told me all about how miserable she was, how none of her family or friends would help her, and that I'm the only one who she can turn to. Isn't that a surprise? She was so desperate for money that she sent a handwritten note by snail mail begging for it. Since she refuses to work like an ordinary human, she finds herself in a position where no matter how much she wants to leave Iverson, she can't. Iverson managed to find another job, by the way, but didn't have anywhere near the salary and benefits of his old job. The shame was all too much for him to bear. So he eventually ended up turning to alcohol to soothe his ailments. He was sober on the day he went on a rampage after I told him he was getting fired. And apparently, he gets even more crazy when he's drunk. As for me, I quickly moved out of my apartment onto a condominium complex aimed at single occupants. I obviously didn't tell Nancy my new address, so she no longer has any means of contacting me. I've already confirmed that I succeeded in sending Iverson and Nancy into the deepest levels of hell, so I have no need or desire to see or hear from them ever again. My first task now is to forget the fact that I ever knew either of those two monsters. I've done a lot of reading on how to move past bad relationships, and from what I gather, the best thing to do isn't to focus on the relationships in question. Rather, I should rebuild my life around something positive that has absolutely nothing to do with them. So, maybe I'll pick up playing the guitar, or study Spanish or something. For now, all I can say for sure about my life from here on out is that it's going to be much, much better without those two in it.